Gotham Chess is one of the fastest chess minds on the internet, and that's strange because when people talk about him, they usually talk about YouTube, the thumbnails, the reactions, the entertainment. He's known for being loud, animated, sometimes sarcastic, someone who makes chess feel accessible and fun. And because of that, it's easy to forget what's actually underneath the performance. But underneath all of that is a serious question. How did Gotham Chess actually get so good at chess? Not famous, not popular, but good. Because this isn't just someone who knows openings or memorized a few traps. This is a player who sees tactics instantly, survives chaotic positions without panicking, and plays with a level of confidence that most players never develop, no matter how much theory they study. You can feel it when he plays, the speed, the decisiveness, the lack of hesitation. So how did that happen? Was it talent? Was it obsession? Or was it something much less glamorous and much more uncomfortable? Levy Rozman, better known as Gotham Chess, is an international master and the most influential chess educator of the modern internet era. Millions of people know him as the fast-talking explainer, the guy who says this loses before you even realize why. The bridge between beginner chaos and serious chess understanding. But that public image can be misleading, because long before the YouTube numbers, the streams, and the influence, there was something else happening quietly in the background. A long process. Years of study, years of competition, years of losing games he thought he should have won. Games where he prepared for hours and still lost, tournaments where progress felt invisible, moments where improvement didn't feel linear at all, and most importantly, years of showing up anyway. It didn't look special, it didn't look glamorous, and it definitely didn't look inevitable. Whenever someone reaches a high level, people want a simple explanation. They're gifted, they're wired differently. They just see the board better. It's comforting to believe that because it puts distance between their success and our effort. If they were born different, then we don't have to question our habits. But Levy's chess story doesn't start with prodigy headlines. No child grandmaster, no teenage superstardom, no viral miracle run. Instead, his progress was slow, frustrating, and very human. Years of tournaments where nothing clicked. Plenty of losses that hurt more than they taught. Long plateaus where improvement felt invisible, even though work was being done. And that matters because it immediately destroys the myth that his strength comes from some rare, untouchable talent. What he built wasn't explosive. It was cumulative. And cumulative progress is easy to underestimate until it suddenly looks effortless from the outside. Here's the first truth most players don't like hearing. Gotham Chess got good because he played an enormous number of games. Not perfect games, not beautifully prepared games, not games where everything went according to plan. Just games. Thousands of them. Then tens of thousands. Games where he blundered, games where he misjudged positions, games where he lost in ways that felt stupid in hindsight. Every single game added something small. A tactical pattern he'd recognize faster next time. A familiar structure he wouldn't need to think about. A mistake he wouldn't repeat in quite the same way again. Strong players aren't calculating more than you. They're recognizing positions faster than you. They've simply seen the same situation so many times that their brain no longer treats them as new. And recognition only comes from repetition, especially uncomfortable repetition. Many players avoid bullet and blitz entirely. They say, it builds bad habits, it's not real chess, it's just moving fast. And on the surface, that sounds reasonable. After all, classical chess is where deep calculation happens. That's where strategy is supposed to live. But here's what that argument misses. Speed chess isn't meant to replace slow chess, it's meant to train something different. Slow chess trains calculation, speed chess trains recognition. And recognition is exactly what wins games under pressure. In bullet and blitz, there's no time to calculate everything. You don't get to double check your ideas. You don't get to search for the perfect move. You either see what matters, or you don't. You either trust your instincts, or you freeze. That environment is brutal, but it's honest. It exposes what you truly understand, what you only understand when you have time, what ideas are automatic and which ones aren't. Levy spent years inside that environment, and slowly, something changed. Chaos stopped feeling chaotic. Complex positions stopped feeling overwhelming. Mistakes stopped feeling fatal. Not because he stopped making mistakes, but because he learned how to play through them. Speed chess forces you to accept imperfection and keep moving, and over thousands of games, your brain adapts. It learns which threats actually matter, which positions are safe even if they look scary, which patterns repeat over and over again. That's not recklessness, that's intuition training under pressure. And once that intuition is built, it carries over into slower formats, making calculation easier, not harder. At this point you might be thinking, okay, but how strong is Gotham Chess, really? This is where perspective changes. Online, Levy has reached around 3,000 rating in Bullet, nearly 2950 in Blitz, and at his peak, he's been inside the top 150 Bullet players in the entire world. That's not YouTube good. That is world-class speed chess instinct. At that level, players aren't calculating long variations. They're recognizing danger, structure, and tactics instantly under extreme time pressure. There's no hiding, there's no memorization shortcut, no gimmick. You cannot fake that, and you cannot grind your way there without building real intuition. Here's what most people misunderstand about speed chess ratings. 3000 Bullet doesn't mean you move fast, you flag people, or you gamble. It means you instantly identify threats, you know when a position is safe without calculating, you punish inaccuracies automatically. It's not speed that separates elite Bullet players, it's clarity, and clarity is built the hard way. Through relentless exposure to messy, uncomfortable positions where you don't get to pause and think your way out. One of the most overlooked reasons Gotham Chess improved is teaching. Most people think teaching and competing pull in opposite directions, but in chess, teaching often accelerates improvement because teaching forces compression. When you explain chess to beginners, you don't get to hide behind complexity. You can't say, well, it's complicated, or there are many ideas here. You have to answer a much harder question. What actually matters in this position? When you explain chess properly, you're forced to strip the ideas down to their essence. Identify the real mistake, not just the obvious one. Understand why something fails, not just that it fails. If you can't explain an idea simply, you don't fully understand it. And Levy explained chess constantly. Every stream, every video, every breakdown. He wasn't just playing games, he was narrating his thought process in real time. That creates an incredibly powerful feedback loop. When you verbalize your thinking, you notice where your logic breaks, where you're relying on instinct instead of understanding, where your explanations feel vague. Over time, that sharpens your internal dialogue. You stop thinking in long, messy calculations and start thinking in clear priorities. King safety, piece activity, tactical threats. Teaching didn't distract Levy from chess, it forced him to clean up his thinking. And that clarity shows up immediately when he plays, especially under time pressure. Another major factor? Fearlessness. Strong players don't avoid mistakes, they make them quickly and recover immediately. Speed chess trains you to trust first instincts, stop freezing under pressure, accept losses without emotional collapse. Levy learned to play through mistakes, not around them. Most players hesitate, they wait for certainty, they overthink. Strong players act. That difference compounds over thousands of games, quietly, relentlessly. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most players want improvement without discomfort. They want clean games, slow losses, minimal mistakes. But Gotham Chess improved by playing well tired, playing well tilted, playing well imperfect. Volume plus feedback beats elegance every time. Plateaus happen when ego replaces curiosity. When protecting your rating matters more than learning, growth stops. You don't need to stream, you don't need to grind Bullet all day, but you can copy the principles, play more games, review mistakes briefly but honestly. Add speed chess occasionally. Explain positions out loud. Stop waiting for perfect preparation. Skill doesn't grow in isolation. It grows through exposure. Gotham Chess didn't get good because he was special. He got good because he built a system that forced improvement, whether he felt ready or not. Chess doesn't reward potential. It rewards repetition, feedback, and courage under pressure. And that's the real lesson hiding behind the ratings, the titles, and the YouTube success.